All right, welcome on. It is Saturday morning. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Evan Thomas, and today is a First Alert weather day. All right, so we're prepping ourselves up for severe storms expected to hit the Arklatex later on this afternoon and evening. Welcome on. Again, today is Saturday. I'm filling in for meteorologist CJ Cartledge here throughout the day today. I've got you covered. We'll keep you posted all afternoon, all evening. I'll probably reiterate this so many more times. This is essentially a check to your forecast here in the Arklatex. I'm still getting the graphics all warmed up and ready to go here. But for those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook as well, feel free to leave comments. Essentially, I'm just going to be doing one huge weather forecast here for you. We're going to be going so much into depth about what to expect out of the storms here for later on today. See what threats we're dealing with. See the timing of everything through your own specific locations. That kind of thing. So, again, that's what we're rolling through here with here for your First Alert weather day. On for your Saturday, again, as we're expecting severe storms this afternoon and evening all around the Arklatex. All right. So, graphics are just about warmed up and ready on to go. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Welcome on to, again, Saturday. I'm sorry that severe storms are hurting some of your outdoor plans potentially here for today, but I will say the reward for us dealing with this is that we do have a bright, beautiful, sunshiny day in store for your Sunday, which will be so great to enjoy for everybody, including myself. All right, so let's get to the graphics, shall we? Let me just let me get rid of this here. There we go. Just doing some housekeeping stuff real quick. In fact, let me let you see that. John Harvey Toyota Sky camera. There in Bossier City. John Harvey Toyota Skycam. It is wow, we're actually getting some sunshine on through, which actually might be bad. Not going to lie, because usually sunshine in front of such a potent, severe system usually means we're fueling up the storms with some daytime heating. And that's one of the things that's going to get a little underlooked today is just how warm the temperatures are going to be in for this afternoon. And that's kind of leading into some fuel for the storms here later on this afternoon. All right, so going on Facebook real quick. Tiffany, good morning. Watching from Texarkana, Lewis, thank you for watching. Renee, watching from Bossier, good morning to you. Ernest, there's sunshine here, and it is very windy. That's not really a great recipe. It's kind of a recipe for the severe storms, again, later on this afternoon. Appreciate you again for watching here this morning with KSLA News 12. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. You can watch live right now on YouTube or Facebook, either or. Doesn't matter what you do, but if you want to, leave a comment. You can kind of say what the conditions are in your area right now, or I should say, we're going to be going over the forecast in depth here. I'm going to go into the full forecast for you on this First Alert weather update, and then I'm going to more answer some of your questions after this forecast, because guess what? I might answer some of your questions during this whole entire forecast here for you. Michelle says hi from Houghton. Lisa, hi from Shreveport. And I've noticed that it is definitely very warm out. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Especially the farther south and farther east you are, the warmer it is. We will take a look at the current temperatures here in just a little bit. Tristan, hi. Hello, Tristan. Thanks for watching. Tristan Lundy, reporter here from KSLA News 12. Hope you're having a good weekend. Vicky's watching for Blanchard. David's watching for Manny. Let's just get into it here on the John Harvey Toyota Skycam here in Bossier City. Again, peaks of sunshine are coming on through. That's not really a good recipe here in the Arklatex here locally. Window Row camera in Texarkana, we're getting a lot more moisture and a lot more storms actually circulated for now in the northern half of the Arklatex, and a little foggy. I will say this camera is way off the ground. It's pretty tall, but regardless, that just goes to show you how saturated our environment is right now. We started out with a muggy, completely saturated atmosphere for Shreveport right now. Landscape and Pest camera gets us a better look at the skyline here for the moment. Still a good amount of clouds rolling on through, but the fact that we have sunshine now peaking is Now going to warm us up even more, and it also, again, fuels up our temperatures, which will fuel up the storms, essentially, for later on today. All right, so our weather headlines. Again, for those of you on Facebook and YouTube, just one more time, because I know we have people slowly circulating in and out of the streams. If you have any questions, comments, things like that, feel free to leave them on Facebook and YouTube, although I will try to get to them after this forecast, because again, I might answer your question during this forecast. So again, I promise, I will answer questions, everything that matter. We're live here on Facebook, YouTube, and the KSLA.com live stream. So yes, we're on all of our platforms. One more time, again, we're going to go over this forecast in depth right now, and then we will go into our questions here afterward. I promise I will get to them after this. Again, first alert weather day today, all due to severe storms. Severe storms roaming the Arklatex, especially this afternoon and evening. The best timing for this is mainly going to be between 3 and 9 o'clock. Now, let me stress what this timing means. This timing is the timing for the greatest chance of severe weather to roll through the Arklatex. This is not the timing of the rain showers in and of themselves. In fact, it's already raining on our radar, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. But we're expecting the greatest chance of severe weather threat, and the reason why we have our first alert weather day is all because of the storm specifically expected to roll through here between 3 and 9 p.m. So, again, we do have storms currently around the Arklatex on our radar. None of them are just severe weather. In fact, most of the northern half of the Arklatex is very rainy here at this point. Mostly up into McCurtain County, areas around Texarkana, northeast Texas, southwestern Arkansas. Again, I want to disclaim, none of these storms that you see here currently contain anything that's worth worrying about, so to speak, I guess. Containing any severe level threats here for the moment either. Yeah, so we do have a heavy rain shower, though, on top of I-30 in between Texarkana and Hope. Got one just on the kind of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas border around Foreman, just to the south side of there. Besides that, got some patchy light rain showers through Jefferson, Lone Star, Mount Pleasant, kind of on the drive from I-30 all the way over to Texarkana. A couple more isolated storms further up north and east of our region, up towards Arkadelphia, through Nashville, kind of on that drive on I-30 again. Texarkana catching in on some light rain here for the moment as well. Meanwhile, southern half of the Arklatex staying dry again for the moment. Nothing too much to witness on our first alert top of the radar, at least severe weather-wise. But these storms are going to continue to have a presence in the Arklatex throughout the next couple of hours until they strengthen. Those same storms are going to strengthen, and that's what we're watching out for later on today. Temperatures currently a wide range. This is impressive already. 73 in Shreveport currently, 75 in Natchitoches, 73 in Bienville. It's a 16-degree temperature difference on that short hour and a half drive between Shreveport and Texarkana. It's 57 in Texarkana, 54 in Mount Pleasant, 50 in Idabel, and 74 in Carthage. So essentially, our cold front is in the process of forming on top of the Arklatex. And our storms, or especially our severe storms, are going to be in the process of forming and strengthening directly on top of our region here for the day today. And honestly, it's going to be impressive just how warm we get, especially in areas of northwest Louisiana and in areas of Carthage and Center later on this afternoon. Let's look at the whole picture. This is the last graphic I want to show you before we get into our future track here, which I know everybody has questions about. So I just want to go show you how huge this system is. It's already giving us a bunch load of rain off to areas to our north and east, all the way up into the northeast corner of the United States. But we're watching out for is you see that green line there. You can see the rapid movement of that cloud cover, and especially as the daytime heating progresses and continues throughout the afternoon hours. That's what's going to build in our severe storms here later on this afternoon. You can see the trail of moisture and clouds rapidly rolling from southern Texas all the way into the Arklatex. So here's what it looks like again right now. You'll see these Storms almost popping off like balloons in a way, with some of those extensive cloud tops right now being found in some areas of southwestern Arkansas. Again, we starting to see a little bit of heavier rainfall in areas north and just off to the east in Texarkana and southwestern Arkansas as a whole for now, but it's going to continue to build, again, as the daytime progresses. Hence the future track, which I know is going to be key to many for those on the live stream right now. So around noon, that's in about an hour, you'll start to see a lot more of the formation of a lot more storms, especially in eastern Texas, Longview, Marshall, Wascom, all the way stretched up all the way into southwestern Arkansas, where we still have those storms kind of staying in place for now. If you notice, as we carry on, again, throughout the day today, the worse the storms will get. That's one good rule of thumb to have with this system. As we get into 1, 2 o'clock, you'll see some of these cells start to become a little more red and pinkish. Indicates, again, the storm is strengthening. We'll have heavier batch of rain showers then. And if you notice, that line starts to form a lot more and become a lot more of a cohesive unit, so to speak. And that's going to help to amplify the severe risk in and of itself. The line still, at that moment, 3 hours from now, on top of Texarkana and southwestern Arkansas still. We'll see the line start to mature a lot more across eastern Texas too. And this is kind of just off of northwest Louisiana here for the moment. We'll start to move this line, it looks like, through the afternoon hours. And by 3 p.m., it looks like this line is right on top of Shreveport, continuing down southwest towards Nacogdoches and areas around Center as well. So it looks like this will start to move into into northwestern Louisiana, and specifically into Caddo and Bossier parishes around 3 p.m. this afternoon. And that will start to help, again, the storms mature even more as we progress through the afternoon and evening. It goes through Hemphill, goes through areas around Natchitoches, looks like around 6 o'clock this evening. So this can be it looks like a slow-moving line, progressing, again, through northwestern Louisiana as we go on throughout the day today. In fact, let me go ahead and remove my head so you can see this full future track play out here through the rest of the Arklatex. In fact, I'll back up a little bit. We'll go from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and then we're finally done. It looks like by 8, 9 o'clock tonight, that's when the line will start to move through a lot more of Mississippi and northeastern Louisiana. And by tonight, especially by the thick of the night tonight, we are done, at least with our threat here locally in the Arklatex. And again, that'll lead into a beautiful sunny day for tomorrow. But let's get into some of the specifics with our threats. Overall, another good rule of thumb to have here for the day today is this map. The farther east you are in the Arklatex, the greater chance of severe weather, or the greater chance you have of getting a severe weather threat here from the day today. So, marginal risk. That indicates that we have the slimmest chance of getting severe weather in these areas. This includes Mount Pleasant, kind of the western half of Texarkana and that area around there. This includes the western edge of the Arklatex in East Texas. This includes kind of a sliver of McCurtain County, it looks like, and just off to the south and east sides of DeQueen and southwestern Arkansas. Then you get into the yellow shade, the slight risk. That's where we have more of a substantial chance of getting severe weather here for them today. That includes just the edge of Texarkana, goes over into Magnolia for southwestern Arkansas. This includes Caddo Parish in Shreveport, all of Shreveport and all of Bossier, mostly in this slight risk. It includes far eastern Texas. Most of our East Texas counties are included in this slight risk as well. And then we get into the tan risk, the enhanced risk, which is, again, the greatest chance of getting severe weather today. And that's going to be mainly in store for Natchitoches and Minden and Ruston, essentially areas just off to the east and south sides of Shreveport, essentially on I-49, especially the farther east you go, out towards Ruston and out towards Monroe. Those will certainly be the greatest chances of getting severe weather around those areas. All right, so what we're watching out for is mainly strong winds. That's the biggest threat I'm watching here for the day today. And winds are already a little windy around the Arklatex. In fact, actually, remind me a little later. I just have a set forecast here right now. I'm going to pull up the current winds here in just a little bit. I do have a graphic for that to pull up, and we'll look at that together, what they're at right now, and see what we can expect here later on today. But overall, strong winds is the thing I'm watching out for with this line of storms moving on through. This could contain wind gusts as high as, say, 60 miles an hour. It could be very, very strong and very, very windy here for the day today overall. We are expecting still the chance of heavy rain along with the line, and that some of that could contain some hail too. And yes, the chance of tornadoes is definitely a possibility from the day today. It's more of a likelihood out towards Natchitoches and Ruston. Remember the areas under the tan shade, essentially in northwestern Louisiana. So stay weather aware with us throughout the day today. Again, our biggest threat here for today is the winds, in my opinion. We already do have a wind advisory that has been posted by the National Weather Service that's in effect until 6 p.m. tonight from Natchitoches up into Ruston and for northwestern Louisiana. I still think for those people that are not under this wind advisory at all, it's still going to be windy throughout the Arklatex, pretty much overall throughout the day today. So we're just highlighting kind of the areas we're expecting the greatest chance of winds to be, I guess, at their peak or at their greatest here from today alone. All right, that's kind of most of the things most of the details surrounding the severe weather event here for the day today. Now, other details I want to get into on this forecast real quick are the temperatures. Again, incredibly warm for this afternoon. It's going to stay that way, and the temperature is completely plummet here for tonight. Temperatures getting down into the 30s here by tomorrow morning, waking up here for Sunday morning. And then even though we have the sunshine out for tomorrow, highs are going to be cold. It's going to be upper 40s, maybe lower 50s around here for tomorrow afternoon before having a pretty cold work week in front of us. We'll have more details on that on future forecasts. As for the weekend, again, watch out and stay weather aware with us throughout the day today. Today is, again, your first alert weather day with very warm temperatures. It gets certainly a lot colder here for the day tomorrow with, thankfully, sunshine coming back out here for your sun day. All right, one last thing I want to go over before we go over the 7-day forecast real quick is kind of the storm timeline. To give you just a picture, between now and 1 p.m., the storms are kind of in the northern half of the Arklatex. Up in Mount Pleasant. That is, the storms are ruling through Texarkana right now, and some of that's being extended out towards Hope as well, and a few areas of southwestern Arkansas. But for the most part, most of the western edge and the northern half of the Arklatex is getting their fair share of the storms between now and 1 p.m. We're expecting the storms to finally start to move and mature and strengthen between 1 to 5 p.m. this afternoon. That includes rolling through Shreveport at that time later on this afternoon. Then, let me remove my head one more time. Between basically in the late afternoon hours and evening hours of tonight, that's when it will roll through Natchitoches and areas in between Natchitoches and Ruston later on today. And that's our greatest chance of severe weather, especially, is between Natchitoches and Ruston, especially as our storms, again, continue to strengthen throughout the day today. Before we get to questions on our social media pages, I know you've been patient enough, but last thing I want to get to is the 7-day forecast real quick. Again, today is your first alert weather day. Stay weather aware with us throughout today. We have sunshine, at least for 2 days after today to give us a nice break before we have another round of some scattered storms coming in here for Tuesday. That could even contain the slimmish chance of wintry precip. I don't have enough time to go into that right now. I know. But yes, there is a slim chance of winter precip along with the system coming in here from Tuesday into Wednesday morning. We'll get to that in a future forecast once we get past our first alert weather day. Let's take one system at a time. Essentially, last thing I want to talk about here for the long-term 7-day forecast is look how cold we get for the middle of next week. Highs will be in the 30s. Lows will be down into the teens and 20s. Yes, it is that bitter cold of a work week here for this work week. It's going to be impressive. I'm going to leave the 7-day forecast up for you as I try to find the current winds here real quick. And after I do the winds, after we take a look at the winds, then I will bring up questions, I promise. So, bringing up, here it is. Bam, there we go. There we go. It is in the process of loading. It's still taking a minute. That's your winds out and around the Arklatex right now. If you notice, a little more calmer winds with the stormy areas, which is mainly in northeastern Texas and southwestern Arkansas right now. But we have sustained winds around 20 miles an hour between Magnolia, Shreveport, Carthage, and Mansfield currently in the morning hours. Also, look at the direction of where these winds are coming from. They're coming from the south, which is not only billowing in more moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, but it's also giving us those warmer temperatures as well. So all of this is, again, essential for the recipe for severe storms here later on today. I'm going to leave it on the weather radar, and then I will start to take a look at some of the questions and comments that you have on the Facebook and YouTube feeds. Essentially, that's a full look at your local forecast here in the Arklatex. Again, watch out and stay weather aware with us, especially this afternoon. This afternoon and evening, that's when we'll get your weather alerts. I will be with you here all day long today through this event. In fact, let me zoom in on this first alert Doppler radar, what we're seeing here right now. Again, storms mainly in the northern half of the Arklatex, up into southwestern Arkansas with a little heavier rain shower there, just around Hope and Nashville, it looks like, with some lighter rain trickling in through northeastern Texas here at this moment. Whew, that was a mouthful. All right. I'm going back on the comments all the way. Mary says, good morning from Minden. Gwen's watching from Houghton. Susie, do you know what you're talking? Yes. Polly, 72 in Quitman. Wow. Yeah, that's impressive. Again, temperatures are widespread in the 70s here for northwestern Louisiana. It's impressive. Michelle's in Houghton. Michelle, again, we'll keep you first aware throughout the day today. I promise you. Wind is picking up in Blanchard. Vicky, thank you for the report there. Again, winds sustained 20 miles an hour, it looks like right now, from Magnolia through Shreveport. And some of eastern Texas is also picking that up as well, too. Is Houghton in the slight or enhanced risk? I'll go ahead and go back to that for you, Chelsea. Let me get that out for you. There we go. So Houghton's kind of on the verge of the borderline between the enhanced and slight risk today. Overall, again, the main message throughout the Arklatex is the farther east you are, the greater chance you have at catching severe weather. And again, Houghton's kind of right on that borderline between the enhanced and slight risk. Shreveport is definitely in the slight risk, although, again, this is not the main. This again just goes to show you that the farther east you are in the Arklatex, the greater chance of severe weather you have. So that's the main takeaway I would have from the day today. All right, David, what is the possibility of strong winds around the Manny and Toledo Bend area? It's definitely likely. Again, that's the worst severe weather threat I'm expecting from today is strong winds, and we're already seeing that, first of all, and it's just going to continue to amplify as the afternoon carries along, and it, yes, could get stronger than what it is right now. So in your particular area, and for many, looks like you're in Sabine Parish in that slight risk, it looks like there. Again, we're expecting that to be, I'd probably say likely, especially because the winds are already starting to form well in front of the actual risk here. And the target of the risk with the severe storms is later on this afternoon and evening. So, yeah, so for many in Toledo Bend area, I'm expecting a good chance of some strong winds here later on today. So if you have to tie anything down, please do so. Please do so. Again, we could have some of those winds gusts up as high as 50 to 60 miles an hour. Sandy asked the same question. A bit of wind in South Bossier right now from Nicole. Thank you for the report. Appreciate that. Again, let's go back to those winds because I've gotten many of those wind reports here in the Arklet. Got many wind reports already on the stream for incredibly windy conditions because that's certainly what we're facing out right now, especially with the storms. Not really too much around. We don't have severe storms around yet, which is good news. But again, most of our severe weather threat here for the day today, for your first alert weather day, is later on this afternoon. That's a look at the current winds. Magnolia, Shreveport, and Carthage, all the way down to Center and Nacogdoches, including Mansfield, even Natchitoches catching in on the wind. These are just the sustained winds. Some of those wind gusts are already pushing as high as 30 and 40 miles an hour. It's getting up there. It is getting up there. That is for certain. Before I get back to the stream and the questions, let me pop up the warning radar and show you what we have here currently. Again, no severe weather is out right now at the moment. We do have a little bit of some pockets of some heavier showers in southwestern Arkansas, it looks like here for the moment. Most of the rain holding off of the northern half of the Arklatex. You can tell the bulk of it is light rain. Bulk of it's light rain. You could tell how fast the clouds are moving. This is a 30-minute loop on this first alert Doppler radar, and these storms are moving pretty quickly all around the region. So that's, again, carrying a good amount of wind with these storms in throughout the Arklatex. Cynthia, way to go. Thank you very much. Is Texarkana in the marginal or slight risk? Meme Glover. Let me go back to that map. Go back. All right. Day one outlook. Here we go. Texarkana, you're right on the border. I know what you're asking. Is it in the slight or is it in the slight or the marginal risk? And it almost depends on what side of town you're on. Literally zooming into Texarkana. So literally the western edge is in that marginal risk. Looks like the bulk of Texarkana in and of itself is just barely in that slight risk, though, here for you today. So, yeah, in fact, I'm going to zoom back out and start answering more questions. There we go. All right. So, back to the stream. Hopefully that answers your question there. But, yeah, essentially Texarkana, Texas. I would even still say Texarkana's Texas. The Texas side is still mostly in that slight risk. It's basically if you're on the west side of town, just outside of Texarkana, that's when you are in the marginal risk. But essentially, in Texarkana, I'm expecting strong winds from today. I am expecting only the slightest sliver chance of a tornado warning around Texarkana today. You have greater threats out towards Shreveport and northwestern Louisiana for those kind of threats. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, feel free to ask again. Emma, mostly just heavy rain in Blanchard expected later today. Blanchard, I believe that's... I have to look up Blanchard. I know it's... I'm pretty sure I know where it is. I know it's in northwest Louisiana. But I do have to make sure that I know where I'm talking about. There we go, Blanchard. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just northwest of Shreveport. So you're in that slight risk here for the day today. There is the possibility for a tornado warning. I'd say essentially for anywhere in the yellow and tan shades, although it's definitely greater out towards the tan shades here for the day today. I'm not expecting a tornado warning at all if you're in that green shade whatsoever. So for Blanchard, I'm expecting strong winds and heavy rain. Maybe the possibility of hail. Tornado can't be ruled out either. So that's the whole recipe there for Blanchard. Benton, same thing pretty much for you, Nikki. What about Spring Hill? Spring Hill? I know my towns. Just making sure. Spring Hill, Louisiana. Yeah, it's north of Minden. You guys are in that enhanced risk up there. So, again, that's areas where we could see the greatest chances of severe weather. That includes the greatest chances of receiving the strongest winds. That's the greatest chances of also getting tornado potentially here for the day today. So, unfortunately, you are... Ebony in Spring Hill, you are in kind of the most danger zone, so to speak. David, appreciate the information. Thank you. Appreciate you for coming on. Sharon, what about Haynesville? I believe that's also around Minden. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's what I thought. Haynesville, same thing as Spring Hill. It's right in that enhanced risk where we're having, again, the greatest chances of severe strong winds and strongest chance of a tornado here for the day today, right around there for you, Sharon. Oh, man. Are we just getting rain and a bit of wind in Caddo? That's what it looks like, Misty, here for the most part. Isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. Okay, stay weather aware with us again here for the day today, but that's the gist of it. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's just really heavy pockets of rainfall and strong winds on top of that as well. Benton, same thing. Means a thank you, of course. Doesn't warm air make the storm stronger, Emma? You are correct. Yes, it does. That's why I said, especially because we have. Let me go back on some of the parts of this forecast here for you. Let's go to this webcam here for you. Especially because we're getting sunshine. Not as much now. Looks like the clouds have started to kind of tighten up, it looks like, on our Matthews Landscape and Best camera out towards Shreveport and Bossier. But we did see some sunshine on this webcam on the start of the live stream. Especially because we did see some sunshine peeking on through. That'll warm up the temperatures even more. And especially because we have temperatures currently. So I'm getting the current temperatures up. We do have temperatures currently in the 70s all across northwest Louisiana. That's bad. That is bad. That is essentially, I'm using essentially way too much, sorry. That's fuel. Yes, that the temperatures are fuel for the storms to use and make them stronger here, especially as we get into the afternoon. That's why the afternoon and the evening contains the greatest chance of severe weather for today. Again, we have storms around right now, but they're mostly light. They're mostly containing light rain here for today. Benton, Cheryl, expecting a pretty similar to Bossier Parish and Caddo, which is all y'all are under that slight risk of severe weather today. Lots of heavy rain, lots of strong winds. That's what I'm expecting, especially here for this afternoon for you guys there. Still, again, as I reiterate, you cannot rule out the possibility of a tornado in that area. It's more likely out towards Minden and out towards Natchitoches, but still can't rule it out. Still want to keep you guys weather aware here throughout this afternoon. Princeton, Louisiana, asks from Corey. Princeton. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know. Princeton, Louisiana. Princeton, LA. That's just north of Houghton. So you guys are literally right on the edge of... Yeah, I'm feel free. Hold up. I want to get back out that map for you. You guys are right on the verge between that enhanced and slight outlook for severe weather. Again, overall rule of thumb, I'll say it again one more time. The greater chances of severe weather lie for those farther to the east in the Arklatex. The farther east you are in the region, the greater chance you have at getting severe weather. It's the greatest rule of thumb here for the day today. The middle of the Arklatex has a solid chance. Greater chances out towards Ruston and Natchitoches and Houghton and Minden. Less chances out towards, say, Longview, a little bit around Texarkana, especially out by Mount Pleasant and McCurtain County. All right, back to the comments. Cheryl, plain dealing. It's just me looking it up. Okay, that's what I thought. It's north of Shreveport directly, which means you are in the slight outlook. Strong winds are ahead for you. Heavy rainfall, possibility of hail, possibility of tornado. Vanessa asks, what time? Great question for you. Let's go over the future track because it's been just a little bit. I'm going to wrap the stream up a little bit. That is not... My bad. That is not the future track. Come on. Graphics, work with me. Please. Thank you. All right. Future track. In the next hour or so, we're going to continue to see ourselves develop kind of in the same spots of where they are now, which is right on top of southwestern Arkansas and northeastern Texas. They're going to kind of remain there for the next hour or two. But if you notice, our storms are going to be strengthening. That's the theme throughout the day. That's one of the themes throughout the day today is our storms get worse and worse as the day progresses until the storms finally leave, which we'll get into that in the future track. So around 1 p.m., you'll see these storms start to mature and start to form a more cohesive line, especially by 2 p.m. 2 p.m., this line is on the border of Shreveport, and it's still continuing to hit Texarkana. Most of southwestern Arkansas, it's hitting definitely our East Texas counties by 2 o'clock this afternoon. Shreveport, again, 2 p.m., it should be on the border, if not hitting hitting Shreveport at that point. Looks like more towards 3 or 4 is when it's going to roll through Shreveport in areas around the Shreveport-Bossier area. Then it will continue to move eastward and also gain strength as it moves eastward. Out towards Minden. Let me back up. Out towards Minden, it's going to hit towards 4 or 5 o'clock. It's going to hit Natchitoches, it looks like, more towards 6 or 7 later this evening before finally leaving the Arklatex by 8, 9, 10, essentially tonight. Late tonight, it will be gone. Out of the Arklatex. Now let me pull up the current picture here for you. Again, our storms that we currently have really aren't that impressive to look at. I'm gonna be honest. Mostly light rain. We got some heavier pockets of rainfall right now, moving up I-30 up towards Little Rock, just leaving hope essentially at this time. And again, most of what we have is light rain. What time will it hit Homer? Class? I hope I just answered that for you here. Todd, people are going to sit here and ask about all the towns within a 2-hour radius. Yep. That's how it goes. That is how the stream goes. But I understand that some people want to learn what specifically it is going, the specifics or when it's going to hit your town. Look, I don't want to answer like all those, especially because there's going to be so many questions about that. Yes. But I know it's important to you to, try to help you out as much as you can with specifics about towns and stuff like that. Nikki, North Bossier, Shreveport. I hope I answered questions. Case in point. Tiffany asking about Shreveport. When will it get into Shreveport? I'll answer your question specifically, Tiffany. It's about 2 to 3 p.m. 2 to 3 p.m. is the target is what it's looking like right now in Shreveport. Ruston. Damien. Ruston more towards, I think, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, more towards this evening. It's going to roll through Ruston about the same time it's going to roll through Natchitoches, it looks like. Well, how's Wascom looking later? It looks like strong winds and heavy rainfall with a slight isolated chance of a tornado. And most of that's going to roll through Wascom, I think, through 1, 2 o'clock. All right. More questions. Allison, we have to drive from Homer to Lake Providence for a state basketball game today. What time will this hit? Well, I went over the future track. Hopefully that answers your question. All right, I'm slowly getting into the thing. Meme says it should be out of Texarkana by around 3 p.m. Yes. It should be around, yes, it should be out of Texarkana hopefully by 3 p.m. later on today. I'm going to looking up Sarepta for you, Jolene. This is up by Spring Hill. So again, strong winds. That's the greatest thing that I keep reiterating as well. Strong winds. Heavy rainfall, possibility of hail, possibility of an isolated tornado. Again, the farther east you are in our region, the greater chance you have at getting severe weather around the Arklatex. I realize I haven't even looked at YouTube at all. YouTube, hi, hello. More views than normal. Interesting. I got one comment on YouTube. Traylon, thanks for watching. Evan, you're working on a Saturday. Yes, I am. I am filling in for meteorologist CJ Cartledge. He is off today. This is not just for a first alert weather thing and pulling me in. He had this day off scheduled weeks in advance, is the point. He'll be back actually tomorrow. He will be back tomorrow for Sunday. But yes, I am pulling a 6-day work week this week, working on Saturday. And again, I will be with you all day long today with updates. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. This is going to go ahead and save. This should save to YouTube. This should save to Facebook as well. Thank you guys for watching so much. I will have more updates again as the day progresses on. Most severe weather threat, again, starts to ramp up this afternoon. I'm going to go eat some lunch, actually, real quick. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take a little bit of a break for like an hour, solid hour. But regardless, I'm going to babysit the radar. I promise you. And I'll get back to y'all in the next few hours or so. You can follow my page, Meteorologist Evan Thomason. All right. You can follow my page in throughout the day today. I'll have updates continuing on all day long. All right. We'll get through this together. I'll be with you basically until this is over. Stay weather aware again throughout this afternoon. Hope you're having a great day today. Thanks for joining us on this live stream. And yeah, I will talk to you again later. I will possibly have a live stream later on this afternoon. I don't know specific schedules. We'll see. But yeah, we'll keep you posted in the days ahead. For now, I'm going to go eat some lunch. You should too before these storms really ramp up this afternoon. I'll see you then.